Hello and welcome to the Broke But Not Broken podcast. This is episode you, and I am your host, Des Tokat, aka Des. We're gonna continue from the last episode. We're just in full catch-up mode. Right now, I'm talking about things that are in November. I caught up everything regarding October stuff in the last episode. Hence why it's called October Catch Up. This episode will probably be called November Catch Up. I guess depending on how much I get to today. I'm currently exporting the last episode, and my laptop is running quite hot. I hope it's not going to catch in the mic. That would be a little irritating, but we march on. All right, so last thing I talked about was I went to go see the play Catch as Catch Can, which was awesome. The gender fluidity of it was pretty cool. Next thing I want to talk about is I went to go see Young the Giant in concert. Young the Giant is a indie rock band. You might know them for the song Cough Syrup. One more spoon of cough syrup. Now what? It was a pretty big hit. I think it's a song that put them on the map. Anyways, I went to go see them. I've been listening to them for a long time, and with their album "Home of the Strange" is one of my favorite albums of all time. This tour was a short tour, and I guess I got lucky again and grateful that I get to live in New York. And when bands have short tours, New York is one of the stops that they usually hit. It was at the Beacon Theater, and it was a venue that I've never been to. Again, I did my little strategy where I got a seated seat in the first row. This tour was for their newest album called American Bollywood. I just think it's really cool to, listen to a band where the front singers, just another South Asian person. It's just nice to see. It's a little cheesy, but I know, especially these days. But it's just nice to see another like me, another one of me, I guess, as another South Asian person. Front 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 leading a song band. Anyways, but that's beside the point. I like them for their music. That's just nice. It's just a nice little extra thing to mention. I feel. Yeah. I don't mind too many ums as long as it's better than sniffling and lip smacking. Anyways, yeah, Young the Giant, they were great. It was amazing. I had a good time. The newest album, American Bollywood, takes a lot of inspiration from the lead singer Samir Gadia's. You want like a tribute to all the all the parents who came overseas, especially from India and like everywhere. Just celebrating the hard work and stuff. So like that, like musically, the album was not one of my favorites of theirs, but like considering the theme and everything that they were trying to do, the message and stuff, I thought it was a really great album. Something that was also super cool with the album is that they had a lot of the Indian drums and stuff like that as part of their songs. So that's something that was really cool. It's always cool when artists add alternate elements. It's the reason why I like a lot of Japanese artists, especially the ones that mix English and Japanese lyrics. I really like stuff like that. Okay, yeah. So we get to see them live in concert. They had some cool elements. Like they had the one of the guys, an extra band member, play like the Indian drums, and they also had like a mini orchestra of like 4 people. So it was very cinematic. The concert was great. Energy was great. I will definitely see them again. Yeah, Young the Giant, great band. And right after that, I have another concert Um, this was one of the more last minute decisions. I went to go see the band, Japanese band called Bandmade. Their name is a play off the fact that they're all dressed as like um, maids, right? Bandmade. Um, they do rock music, and this concert was not too memorable for me because just it was a general admission, first come first serve, closest seats. I didn't want to camp outside, so I came towards the end of when they started letting people in, and I didn't have the best view. And although I like their music, I'm listening to it at home. I still like their music at the concert. It's just that it was a little bit uncomfortable watching. I had to really stretch my neck out to see. I just wish that every concert could just be like inclined so everybody can see. Like especially for like the shorter people, I feel really bad for them. Like if they have to like stand all in the back, like they wouldn't be able to see. So what's the point of them going? There was a lady. She was in a wheelchair, and like they let her up to accessibility ramp, but those people standing on the ledge, so like she couldn't see anyways. So like it made no sense. I was like, what is she gonna do? Like, I mean, at least I could like I can walk around. I can try to like find a empty spot, but she's stuck in a wheelchair, and short people are stuck being short. It just sucks. Everyone should be able to enjoy a nice view at a concert. Um, like if you put the effort to come in early, yes, you should get a better view. But I think everyone should still get a view. But I guess it's part of the experience of hustling and bustling in the crowd. Yeah, it was a great concert. They played a big set list, which I was very happy about. I was actually very disappointed. I talked about in the last episode, One OK Rock concert. They only played 15 songs, which sounds like a lot. Maybe if you don't go to concerts, but like they had two openers, and the two openers, if you add their songs together, it was about like 16 songs. So I went to a One OK Rock concert, and I heard more non One OK Rock songs, and that just leaves like a bad taste in my mouth. Like artists really should be doing 20 songs. If they like, I don't mind openers, but like the main headliner should be doing 20 songs, 18 songs at least. 15 is kind of like really cutting it. I was like, come on, especially for a foreign artist who does not come here often. Like we've been wait like as fans, we've been wait for them a long time to come, and they only play 15 songs. Like we're happy with what we get, but like if you like again, like the weirdest part was like if they had no openers and they played 15 songs, I'd be okay with that. But they had two openers who played a total of 16 songs. So again, I went to One OK Rock concert, and I heard more non One OK Rock songs. And I thought that was kind of whack. Although I do want to point out now that I'm talking about the openers. The first opener that they had for One OK Rock concert called "Fame on Fire," really good. I should write that down. I want to go check them out after this. I record this. "Fame on Fire." Noted. All right, yeah. Bandmate concert was great. They played like 18 songs. Energy was up. It was a great song. I still like. It made me want to Bandmate songs even more, which I still do. So check out Bandmate, also a really really good band. Their looks are a little bit of it could be a turn off for some people. They're all just like little cute anime maids. I personally don't even like that like gimmick, but their music is good. They do really good rock music. Um, did I record any of their songs? I did not, probably because my view was not so hot. Next I want to talk about another play that I saw. This is still back in November. I saw my very first. Well, I saw one in elementary school. I saw Beauty and the Beast on Broadway in elementary school, but I don't really remember anything. That was like a school trip, so I'm gonna scratch that and say that my real first Broadway show that I watched was a rendition of Arthur Miller's play "Death of a Salesman," which a lot of us probably read in school. This was a mainly black cast, which it just shows what kind of world we're in these days, and I mean that in like a good way. Uh, because that doesn't take away like people's acting. It's just like it's all about I mean, it doesn't take about that doesn't affect the play. It's the acting affects the play. Um, oh, it was amazing. It was great. You can see like the big difference between the production of a Broadway play and a non-Broadway play. This was at I don't remember the venue actually. I want to look it up real quick. Uh, Hudson Theater. It was at Hudson Theater. Yeah, Hudson Theater. It was great. Um, I got really sad. The character. I mean, if you read this book, you read the book by now. The main story is death of a salesman. The salesman is the father in the story. Um, I forgot his name, his character name. I want to look it up real quick. Willie Loman. He is trying to provide for his family, but I guess he's like depressed, and his kids were really supposed to take over and help him out, but his kids never really made it anywhere. Um, one of his kids was supposed to be a great football star or something, but he caught his dad cheating, and then he just ruined. He just wasn't not the same since then. Um, I don't know. Basically, like, uh, the dad just really wanted to be like provide for his family. And he thought if he died, the insurance money would cover it. They were almost done paying off the mortgage for the house and everything. They would have been good, but I'm really butchering this play. Because it's hard for me to remember things or like on top of my head like this. Anyways, I don't know. I got really emotional in the play. I mean, I think I've talked about it before. I've just been really emotional in general past like year. Uh, I like to say I'm a little messed up in the head, but that's for another day. Um, don't read too much into that. It's just more of an emotional thing. Um, yeah, Death of a Seal. Yeah, it got really touchy because um he as the character like grew, he just kind of realized that like well the one mantra he kept trying to say is that you can make it in this world if you're likable, right? Um, so it's recent like ever since like I so like if you're unlikable you won't make it. But it's like the son of Willie had a friend who was unlikable, but he's the one who made it. And then his friend who was likable, I mean his own son, was likable and he didn't make it. And then Willie's mantra kind of fails there. Um, but it's just kind of like sorry, I'm stammering too much. I want to get a point across, but it's just struggling to do that. Um, Basically, it comes down to the point where like, I got emotional because like I realized like just like Willie, like as he grew older, he like no one cared about him. No one remembered him or cared about him as he grew older. So like it's kind of like you just wasted your youth, and I feel the same way. Even though I'm still, at least people say I'm still young, but I feel old. I feel like I wasted my youth. I am unlikable, and no one's gonna remember me because I've not made any connections at this point. At least that's the way I feel. I'm semi content with it, but it's just mainly because I don't like to remind myself of it too often. Yeah, that got too dark. Uh, let's move on. I started a sitcom called Abbott Elementary. It's a sitcom about teachers working in it's like a mockumentary type of deal with like the Office and like Parks and Recreation. Um, called Abbott Elementary. It stars while I'm looking at IMDb, I'm gonna look up the score. 8.2, pretty good. Uh, Yeah, and it's okay. It's pretty good elementary school. I like it a little bit more maybe than the average person because I've been working around students in a high school the past year or so. I've been doing my education major, my master's degree. So I found a lot of the scenarios kind of relatable and funny. Um, yeah, it's a good show. It's still going on. I think it's still season 2 is still going on right now. Uh, I would check it out if you like situational based sitcoms like The Office and Parks and Recreation. This one takes place in elementary school. So yeah, check out Abbott Elementary. Um, Me and my friends, we've been doing like this thing where we watch shows. There's like three of us, and we'll take turns watching an episode of our own show. One of my friends, he likes to change up the show more often than we do. It's like I, for example, like to finish a whole show and then move on to the next one. He will maybe watch 2 episodes of one show and then switch to another show and then switch to another show and switch to another show and then go back to that original show. Um, it's a little irritating, but uh, it gets me watching new things, so I guess that's kind of a good thing. So, um, he actually allows me to use his Peacock account, which is like a new platform like Hulu and Netflix. And one of the shows on there that we first started to watch was called Doctor Debt. It was it's a dramatization of this doctor who went around butchering surgeries, and it's really really good. It's yeah, again, it's based on a real story, so that kind of makes it gives you an interesting spin on it, and but it's dramatized. Just remember that there's a documentary version of it, but this is the dramatization drama of it. He goes around butchering surgeries, and when people start noticing, they're trying their best to revoke his license because they got to prove that he's doing this on purpose. But he's also pretty smart, so it takes him a while for him to get eventually caught. It's really good. I recommend everyone go see Doctor Death. Um, really good show on Peacock. That was a little scary, because based on a true story. Another show is called A Friend of the Family. This show is also really good. It's not as good as Doctor Death, so I'm gonna go ahead and just spoil it. It's a Peacock show. It's called A Friend of the Family. Again, based on a true story. If you don't hear spoilers, just skip ahead a little bit. Um, it's about a family in a small town. They started going to a church, and another guy at the church, another family at the church, they become friends. And this guy, the dad of the other family, starts getting really close with everybody in the other family, and hence what's called a friend of the family. And eventually, he, through manipulating the wife, um, and that his the how do I say this? The guy from the family that they meet. Wait, there's a main family, and there's the family that they meet at the church. The family that they meet at the church, basically, only the dad matters. Um, so that dad, he manipulates, with his charm, the wife and the kids of the other family, and eventually he basically kidnaps. He kidnaps one of the daughters, and then after this happens, they slowly start to unveil the fact that this guy, he is what we now know as a. But back then, like when the story takes place, they don't really know what that means. They don't understand really. And then during the short time that the guy kidnaps the daughter, he convinces her, like through manipulation, that if they don't have a kid together, um, her sisters will die or will have to take over for her. And then because she's so scared and she really believes the story, she doesn't like say anything about like to her when she gets back to her family, she doesn't say anything to them. And then she actually gets kidnapped again, but this time it was voluntarily. Like she runs away with the guy. And basically it's just a nonstop chase between this family who just doesn't know what's going on, and but they know like their daughter is like with a freak, and this very charismatic guy was like continuously re-charming the wife of the other family and convincing the kids. And he just seems like a good guy in everybody's eyes except for the mainly like the dad. The other dad's just suspicious the whole time. I butchered that again. But yeah, at the end, they get the daughter back, and then when it hits, like he told that by the time she turns 16 years old or something, if she doesn't have a baby with him, then she'll die. So on her 16th birthday, she goes to sleep, and she wakes up, and then she like realizes in that moment that it was all a lie. The whole alien nonsense that was put into her brainwashing head, and so she starts crying, and that's kind of like how it ends. Um, I hear in this is another dramatization of a real story. I hear in this dramatization the parents of the daughter who got kidnapped, they're made to look a little bit more uh how do I say this, more likable, because apparently in the real story, which is a documentary of, they are very ignorant about what's going on. Yeah, so definitely check out Dr. Death if you feel like the other show I described, A Friend of the Family, is interesting. Check that out too. Last thing I want to talk about is a band that I've seen twice now. It's the last concert I've seen. I'm gonna see in 2022, mainly because that ends in about 3 days or so. Or the last concert I saw in 2022 is actually no, it's not. Wait, is it? I have to confirm. No, I take that back. Which I'll talk about next episode. Second to last concert that I've seen in 2022 was the band I-Fi Dragons. They're a chiptune rock band. Chiptune chiptune kind of means that they kind of have what they do really cool that I like about them is that they do a lot of video game like video game and like electronic elements in their songs. Like they'll actually use like a Game Boy and like rock band guitars and like DDR mats on the stage to use as part of their um sound, which I think is really cool. They're a really small band. I wish they kind of, but it's not their main thing. They all have like real jobs. Um, but they're a really cool band. Check them out. The venue was very small. It was actually in the back of a bar, which is it goes to show the size of the band this is. Um, I-Fi Dragons, really great band. I was listening to them for quite a while. I kind of found them randomly, but I'm glad I did. And their newest album, well, their last two albums, or last three albums actually, have been all backed by Kickstarter. I actually started Patreoning them um, during their newest album, and that allows me to get my name in their album, which I happy to have a copy of at home. And I got another advantage of them being a small band is I got to meet them afterwards, and I got one of my vinyl records signed by them, so that was really cool. I recorded two songs there because they're pretty rare to see. Their song "Pretend" and their song "Always," which they played on the Game Boy, which is really cool. And we all sang acoustically. And yeah, that was what I thought to be my last concert of the year. But it wasn't, because I had a surprise concert, which I will talk about next time. Because that is the end of this episode. Again, we're playing super duper catch up here, but I'm enjoying myself, and I hope you guys are at least a little bit. Anyways, thank you for listening, and have a good day.